Hello, everyone. My name is Lapis. I am here with Havoc and Yori. We're talking about gaming. Um, it's just something we want to talk about, let's be honest. Uh, yeah, I'm dead.
All right. Before we do get heavily into the topic, I do want to thank everybody who stuck around and showed us support and give you a friendly reminder that you can leave us suggestions in the comments for things you want us to talk about.
Yes, please. We did not really get any last video.
Man, I'm gonna critique take a moment to critique Lapis here over here. What was that?
I got shy. Shut the fuck up. I
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to help you with that. But anyway, that's good practice for your live streaming thing when you do it.
Yeah, my
Uh,
VTuber in the
uh
future.
yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna start off with what was it? A favorite game that I used to play when it first came out. It started off. I found it on PlayStation 2.
Oh,
This is how old the game is. But it was Jack and Daxter Precursor Legacy.
I think I've heard of
Yep.
that.
I actually own a copy of it. I have hoarded a copy for myself along with all of the Jack and Daxter franchise that I could because Naughty Dog was freaking awesome when I was still collecting them. It was basically an action-packed, like adventure kind of game.
Yeah.
You fight monsters, you do quests going through it, but it's like you have like a set storyline. You can't alter from it, but you have a free roam where you can do whatever you want in some of the later ones. So that's what I like that, and that's the reason why. Um, how about Yori?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say I have a favorite game because, again, I only recently started getting more into gaming. But as of late, I've actually realized I really like shooter games. I've started playing Left 4 Dead with some friends, and I really enjoyed it.
Mm.
I like that. That's actually a game I played. I can get behind that one.
I like to
Uh,
stab things.
I guess. I mean, yeah, there's melee in that game, but holy crap.
Yeah, the one level I hated for Left 4 Dead 2 though was that bridge. I hated it.
Oh,
It took us
oh,
like 6 attempts.
that's the one that the bridge rises up, right?
The one that it falls and you have to make a very long run across to get to the helicopter. Yeah.
Uh,
I hated that level so much. I had fun playing with my friends, but after that level, I was like, guys, I think
you
we
know,
need a breather.
you know what? There's a PvP aspect of that game too. You can play as like the special
Oh yeah.
infected. That was fun. I used to fucking terrorize people with the tank. Um, Lapis.
Yeah.
What about
Uh,
Oh,
you?
uh, favorite game? That is a good question. I have not been gaming recently, which I'm pretty sure everyone has noticed. But when I was younger, my favorite game was BioShock. If
ooh,
you heard of that game. Yeah, yeah.
ooh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
I first got into it when I was a kid because I remember my biological father playing it all the time. So I was like, you know what? Because like when I was 14, I picked it up. I'm like, okay, why not? I'll try this game out. It's really fun. It's a storyline. It's like the story goes, um, this guy is going. I don't know. He's on the plane. He's going back home, I think, and then it drowns. So he finds this weird place and has to like survive it in a way. I think that's a good way to put it, right?
Kinda. Which
Yeah.
one is it? Is this the first?
Let me go check. I still have the copy.
Because if it just says straight up Bioshock, then yeah, that's the correct one.
Yeah, this is the first one.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to find out.
All right.
Because I played all of them. I actually remember that one.
Yeah. I like it. I like Bubbles. He's fun.
Get him, Mr. Bubbles.
I love Mr. Bubbles. I love the children too. They're really cute. I love them.
Oh yeah, well they're cute, but then they're also tortured, demented,
Yeah.
and twisted
But
up
that was-
and
Yeah, that was my favorite kid. Not my favorite kid. Favorite game growing up.
favorite kid. Oh man, you got a favorite kid? I didn't know
Whoa, it's
I
crazy.
don't have kids. No, I don't have kids. I mean, if we're talking about my cat, then yeah, of course, I only have one.
that. Though that's
But,
different. Fur baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite baby. As of late, I haven't played recently. I mean, I got into Kid at the Back because of Yori over here, but other than that, I haven't played recently. But more into music.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Since we're
Alright,
on the topic of games, we could actually discuss Kid at the Back, what it's about, and why we
We
like it.
could.
Because that's a game that we both have got heavily into.
I haven't even
I
heard
like-
about that. What is it about?
How do we explain this? In the
The Yandere game.
I was gonna say, how do we explain this in the nicest way possible?
It's a Yandere game.
Wait, is it Yandere, like a Yandere simulator kind of thing?
No,
where
it's-
you're like first.
You,
It's a storyline game, and you can choose your interactions and choose the love interest, basically. We both know who we went for, but
All right,
Alright.
you guys are gonna have to like DM me later on the name of the game because I'm gonna look this up and I may or may not give it a shot and see what the heck it's all about. You piqued my freaking interest.
But yeah,
Yippee.
for a little information on it, it's a story game, and some parts of it can get darker, but nonetheless, it's like a really fun game to just sit back and play for hours.
Is it like violent, like Borderlands 2 kind of violent, or is it like violent to the point where you just like see intestines and stuff on the wall?
I don't think we've seen any of that.
Yeah, no. Just with some of
Okay.
the things that
No.
are suggested through the words, it's violent. And some of the imagery.
Oh. Okay, so it's kind of like the a twist between a cross between BioShock with the violence level and the Borderlands 2 kind of like graphical idea. You know, for their
I
violence.
think that's a good way to put it.
Sort of,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think
Okay.
that's a good way to
Unless if I'm thinking a little dumbed down version and it's a lot worse than you guys are making it out to be, then
I haven't personally
Yeah.
finished it because
No.
I have to re-find the file.
Mhm.
Because it got lost somewhere with the rest of my files in my computer.
Well, why didn't you have it on your desktop?
I did, but then the thing I had on the desktop stopped working, so I had to remove
Oh.
it, and then I lost the file.
I have it on
You know
my
the na-
tablet because you can download it on Android. Like my dad took that. So
Mhm.
Oh, is it? Okay, so it's a phone app,
And
or
it's
is
a
it
free
like
download.
PC?
You search
Is
it
it
up
PC?
on
Yeah.
like
Google.
an internet browser, and
Okay.
then you get
Yeah.
it from there.
Okay. Yeah,
it's
that sounds interesting.
only it's for PC, laptop, or Android. No iPhone. I learned the hard way.
Oh man, that's gotta be a bummer.
It is, but like if you have a laptop or an Android, you're set. It doesn't
Oh,
really
yeah.
matter.
Oh, I use Droid. I don't use the fucking like iPhones and stuff because the iPhones are like confusing or more confusing than all hell.
I have an iPhone SE. Yeah, it's old, but like it works, so I don't really care.
But yeah,
Yeah.
me and Lapis share a similar taste when it comes to games. We very much like the dark romance aspect of games.
I love it.
Yeah, that's why I tried to get you to play the other one that I can't remember the name for currently.
Oh. I can just scroll up. I can look at it later.
Yeah.
I like more of like the horror aspects, like like
I
Resident
do
Evil.
too. I love horror. I played
Yeah.
a horror
Horror.
game
Oh,
with one of my
there's a
friends
good
the
one.
other day.
Oh, there's a really good one. There's a really good one I know. It's Alien Isolation.
I've seen that one, but I haven't played it, but I have wanted to check it out.
It will literally give you nightmares.
See, I played a horror game with a friend the other day, and I told them I have a high fear tolerance. They're like, I want to hear you scream. They ended up screaming like a girl. I laughed. Like,
Well,
and
here's
you
the
wanted
thing.
me to scream.
Huh. Well,
Uh,
in Alien Isolation, have you ever seen Alien versus Predator or anything like that?
Yeah, I haven't played it, but or watched. I don't know.
There's old movies and stuff,
Mm.
but there's this alien that basically was like called a xenomorph, and in this game they have one that has incubated, busted out of a person, and fully grown and everything else, and it was terrorizing the whole entire spaceship, and it's going around killing people, killing robots, anything that moves.
Right.
And then it's going after the main character, which is Ripley. And I mean, this thing, literally, one point, I nicknamed this thing Houdini. Through a playthrough, I did a whole really old walkthrough of the game, and
Yeah.
I played through it all the way to the end. And one point, Houdini decided to go in. I opened the vent, and I was watching it walk by.
oh, no.
It learns as you're playing the game where you like to hide, and it's very sensitive to that. It's sensitive to sound, sensitive to movement, whatever. So if the vent opens up and they're electronical, those electronic opening doors,
Mm.
the vent does the same thing where it opens up on its own and closes and makes a slight noise. Well, the thing crawled into the vent at me
Oh,
while I was in the vent.
that sounds.
I screamed like a girl.
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, and this game
I-
this game is pretty violent too. So
love violence. I like horror games too. It's just normally when I want to do it, I want to be alone. You know what I mean? And my parents don't let laptops into my room.
Mm.
I say we make you play a horror game and we just watch and get the popcorn.
Yes. I would love to play another horror game, but most of my friends are
I can
busy.
do some research into finding one that we can play together.
Yay!
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be real
Please.
cool.
Yeah, we could do that
Please
on a recording one day.
Yeah, we need to.
Oh, yeah.
You guys need to get me into gaming again. I have not been touching it.
I mean, we get just as long as it's not Fortnite, for the love of freaking
No,
God.
I refuse
don't-
to
I
touch
don't play
that
that.
game.
I don't play
I've
that
played
game.
it. I played it a while back before they did all this weird stuff that they did to it,
Mm.
and
same.
I lost all interest in it after a bit because it just turned out to be a horrible experience.
I watched my brother plays it because he plays it on the TV and I'm in the living room most of the time. So I have watched him play it and I'm like, why are you playing this game? You know what they added to the item store or something?
What?
You know the Avatar, the blue people? They added
Oh
skins of
God!
them to the store. It made me mad.
I think a game that
Yeah.
we could all play that would be fun would either be The Forest or The Sons of the Forest.
Hey, I have Forest.
Wait, what is that?
I own Forest.
It's a horror game,
Uh,
like a horror survival type game.
Is it on Steam?
Yes, it's on Steam, and it does cost money, just so you know.
Okay. Yeah, I see that now. Oh, lovely. Okay, anyway.
Wait, I've seen people play that game, and I've always been intrigued and wanted to play it myself. So we'll see.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. I would be totally down to just drag you two through it, just to make you guys like freak out, especially when the tribal people come running after you.
That sounds like
Oh,
fun.
no. It does sound like fun. I don't have money though. Sadness. It's okay.
My hair clip just broke. Oh no.
I'll eat it. Don't worry.
Of course you will.
We'll just go get some duct tape and some super glue and maybe
Oh my
maybe
lord.
a few of those
Oh god.
thingamabobbers that we use on the side, some cables. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Thingamabobbers.
Oh, lovely.
But yeah, I
Um,
think the game that I played when I was younger that got me more into gaming was Mortal Kombat.
Ooh.
I was one of those people. We had a family tradition that on New Year's we'd have family come over and we'd just play Mortal Kombat together. It's
You know what?
honestly
I
one of my
remember.
more fond memories.
See, I remember when that thing came on Sega Genesis. I remember that was my first console when when I was growing up as a kid, and we had Sonic. There's also there were like cartridges that you basically put them in, and there was a dual cartridge which you can. It was Sonic and Knuckles, and you stack them together, and what would happen is the thing would be able to read through the other the other cartridge to the console, and it basically flipped it so you can end up you doing Knuckles or Tails or something like that and play it in the Sonic version. I mean, this
You
was
said
years
Sonic.
back.
You said Sonic, and my interest was piqued.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. We still have this console somewhere. I just don't know where the hell it's at.
Ah.
But I
My
remember.
Sorry.
I remember all that. You're fine. You're fine. Go ahead.
My first console was a GameCube, which is very old now.
That was mine as well.
Now
But
that
I
they-
also had a Wii. But they were my
Right.
grandma's.
All right.
I don't
so
know if I had a Wii.
Actually, no, that's a lie. I don't
We had
remember what my
Zelda
first
on
console
the-
was. It was something smaller than the GameCube, though. I don't
what? A
remember.
Game Boy?
Well, the GameCube, we had like a few games, but the I remember is Legend of Zelda, which I still have.
All right.
I don't have the
All right,
GameCube.
so-
I think my sister took that.
Okay. The consoles that I remember growing up with were the Sega Genesis, the Atari, the what was it? The Nintendo 64. You're probably thinking that one
Oh
because
my
that was the one that had
God.
that one was the one that had Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask on it, and a bunch of other games. Then there was the PlayStation, the very first one. Not these new ones that
I
they
had
came up.
that too.
Uh,
I had
From-
yeah.
from there, I
all
ended
the
up with the
PlayStations
PlayStation.
up until 3.
Yeah, I got a PlayStation. What? I have a PlayStation 1, 2, PlayStation 3 and 4 now. I don't have the 5. But I collected the consoles because I'm kind of into the retro gaming shit.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess, considered retro gaming now. And I was growing up with it. One of the games that I remember for the PlayStation was Final Fantasy VII. I actually own a copy. It is actually the graphics are compared to back at the time were like top notch. But now you get all these 3D games and all these different things, and it's all absolutely freaking horrendous looking back at it now compared to the game graphics of today.
Yeah. I had a PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 until we like switched to the Xbox, which is okay. I don't really play the Xbox though.
Yeah, I actually own an Xbox 360. That's the only one I have.
Yeah, we got the Xbox One.
Yeah.
We had a black one, but like it after a while it started dying, so we had to switch it out to a different.
Oh yeah, that was
Xbox
the
one.
thing that I hated about those Xboxes because what they would do is they would get the red ring of death.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what happens to them. They over time because the circuits in the and on the motherboard and all that become faulty, and it
Oh.
trips the signal to the HDMI or the cables that connect to the TV and the graphics card and all that, and basically it just trips it and causes it to not want to work.
Ah, that's what was going on. Yeah, we had
Yeah.
that other Xbox for like I think like 5 or 6 years. It was pretty old.
Yeah.
And we had
My
to
problem
switch to-
with my PlayStation 3 that we had, it was the original PlayStation 3. They heat
Oh.
up.
Oh yeah, they do.
They heat up bad. What happened was it melted the solder on the motherboard
Oh,
and caused it to stop working.
oh no.
My dad ended up pulling it apart, and he got a hot gun that basically he superheated the board to resolder the solders. Because they're such fine point solders, you can't tell what it was or which one it was. He put it back
Oh.
together. It worked for about like a month and a half, and then it happened again.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we sold our PlayStations. I am not sure. My mom did something. Maybe they're in storage, but all I know, we don't have them anymore.
I grew up
Dude,
on PS2 as well.
I had a PlayStation 2 for throughout my whole entire teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
Like that when that
Right?
came out, my brother had bought his own. My stepbrother had one. My stepsister had one. We had one at my biological parents' house, which was my dad. He had bought one
Yeah.
for everyone in the family to use, and that was the only one we had. Well, years later, I'm working at one of my jobs, and a guy is trying to get rid of a PlayStation 2. I nabbed the motherfucking thing, and I spent about $35 on it.
Really?
It came with controllers, the cables.
Yeah.
I'm being attacked by a bee. I was legit walking by and
I
being
laughed.
attacked by a bee.
We love nature.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm very calm because I'm used to them. I've dealt with them so much. We've actually had a couple beehives, but back onto the topic. The thing came with like a couple games, a memory card, 2 controllers, which both controllers worked for a bit, but then they died. And the guy said that he didn't use it hardly ever anymore. Like it was just sitting there collecting dust. Well, I took it, took a good look at it, blew it out, cleaned it out, cleaned out its back thing because I mean these things were built to last, which was awesome about it for their time. And I flipped the switch on it, powered it on, inserted a game into one of the CDs, and it booted the CD up, and I was able to play it. I ended up getting a hold of Harvest Moon, Save the Homeland, and I threw it in there. This was a game that my younger brother Alan, and I, along with my stepsister, always played. I got myself my own self a copy of that game. These consoles and the reason why I collect them is eventually sometime down the road when I have kids myself, I'm gonna let them play them. And I did the same thing with my nephew. My nephew got to play on the consoles.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, well, that was the idea behind it. And I mean, yeah, sure, they're worth something. They're probably going to be worth a lot because they're not being made anymore. But it's the nostalgia, and that's what I was looking at. And I mean, it was funny because my nephew was playing on, and I own a GameCube myself. He was playing on Pikmin. I got Pikmin.
I love that.
Anyway, I hate to say this, but I think we should probably cut the video.
Oh.
Yeah. Even though we're having a great time talking, it has been almost a half an hour.
Okay, guess that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, we try to keep our videos about a half hour. I had a timer on my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, again, you guys are more than welcome to leave us suggestions in the comments. We go and read them. We enjoy seeing your feedback.
Yes.
Especially the ones that end up saying something about Lapis and teasing Lapis. If you put more of those down there, I'll give you a 10 out of 10 and I'll throw a thumbs up. Got it? Okay, bye.
Screw you!
And with that, guys, we've been the Chaotic Trio Podcasts. Thank you for sticking around. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye!